Welcome back, everybody. This is Jay from the GamebustersUK, and this is another part of Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King. I just realized how long I've been doing this. Well, I mean, in terms of how many parts, I suppose it's partly to do with the fact that I've been raiding everything and trying to get everything I can. There's definitely like no speed run, there's no optimized. Shout outs to anyone who speed run this game, because man, it must take a while to sit there and speed run this game, or any RPG, you know, it's crazy. But back on topic. Last time we saved Merrick from these wolves that are chasing after him. We don't quite know. Well, I mean, I do, but I mean, I have to keep people in suspense. Or you might have even figured it out if you're new to this game and you are checking this video out. I don't know, I felt like I was going to say something else there, but never mind. As you can probably tell, this is never scripted. I only do scripted when it comes to reviews. Me personally, I'm someone who prefers... I don't want this to sound rude, but I prefer real characters. I prefer real people. That's not to say that if you scripted, like, things for your videos, like if you're doing a let's play and you have like scripted stuff that you want to say specifically, that's fine. I'm definitely someone who prefers natural people. Like if you just have knowledge of a game and you just talk off by heart, or you just make a funny joke because that's just how you are or whatever, I kind of prefer natural people, as opposed to some people that sound scripted. It depends. Some people don't sound scripted, and they're actually like, yeah, I actually like, I rehearse things, I make sure I talk about this, I make sure I talk about that. And I'm sure it's kind of the reverse. I'm sure some people prefer like people that know what they're talking about 90% of the time and don't, diverse from the game. They're always like, always talk about the game, yada yada yada, and that's why they don't like listening to us, because we're just a bunch of British folks who kind of act like they're talking about stuff, act like they sometimes know about what we talk. I like to think we do, but sometimes. But you know what I mean. Like I'm stumbling like a baboon, Sure, I don't know if we know any baboons that talk, but you get what I'm saying, right? I'm an idiot, and that's fine. But some people don't like that. You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, I want someone who knows what they're talking about all the time, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Someone that is scripted, but I guess doesn't sound as scripted. But I only do like scripted when it's reviews to sound professional. And I ramble. It's like a trait of mine. We saved Merrick from the wolves. We need to get him back to his medical place, which is not this way. It is yet here. Ah, so Merrick goes on those trips outside town to cultivate his herbs. I had no idea he was working so hard. So yeah, let's bring him back here. Now, I do need to rest, but I'll do this after it, so expect cutscenes.
First, I must tell you about Marta. I did not mean to hide it. There was just no time to tell you before. She is my mother. I should be the one to take over from her. I should look after the ruin behind the house when she is gone. So, I suppose you wonder why I am living here. The truth is, I abandoned my home. And my mother, too. She is a wise woman. I wanted to put all I had learned from her to good use. But I could not do that if I stayed in the mountains. So I made my decision to leave, and I came here to help the people of Irkutsk with my herbs. And I should be happy, because I have helped them very much. But still I am guilty for leaving my mother all alone. Then, today, you appear. With a bag of herbs she sent to me. I cannot tell you how happy I am. It makes me feel that she has finally accepted the choice I made.
That's what parents are for. We always try to take care of our children and help them out if they're in a pickle. But I'm sure you didn't invite us here to tell us your life story. If I'm not mistaken, you have a favor to ask.
Forgive me, you are right. There is something that is worrying me about my mother. You heard it too. That strange voice when the wolves tried to attack me. It said something about me having the blood of a sage. But that I was not the one. That it must find the chosen heir. Well, an ancestor of mine was a sage. One of the sages that sealed away the Lord of Darkness. Now my mother and I are the only ones left from this bloodline. So, if I am not the heir, I am worried for her safety. So, I have decided to visit her and see that she is all right. And this is where I must ask you a favor. Will you come with me? I am a little uneasy about going alone. You will? Spasibo! Then we must hurry. We should leave at once.
Excuse me, Dr. Merrick, but there is a patient here to see you. It is madness, drinking yourself into a stupor and passing out in the snow dressed like that. Of course you catch a cold.
Sorry, but I am in a hurry.
I feel terrible. So dizzy. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying.
All right, I will see you. I have just gathered some herbs that will cure you quickly. I have no choice. Forgive me, but I must stay here for now. I will come after you as soon as I can. Will you go on ahead to my mother's house? I hope that there will be no problem. But please, go and see that she is all right.
Honestly, I would have left that drunken buffoon. There. See, look, it's fine now. Let's leave him. Like... So yes, you can probably gather what's going on. Sages, chosen heir. We already had to deal with a possessed Jessica. I mean, we're still looking for a black dog. He hasn't showed his face, but it's fair to say that Rat Form is still controlling Sir Leopold. We haven't found him yet. I think you can kind of put two and two together. Yes, it is Rat Form. That was Rat Form who was speaking. He hasn't seen him, but yes, he is looking for the heir of the sage, which is of course Marta. So we need to get back and help her, but I do want to rest because, well, I need to rest, and I've gone the wrong way. Gone into the mayor's place. My bad. And I said this place wasn't confusing. Now we'll just say, like I said, this game follows like a pattern. Normally, like, you'll have like a dungeon with a boss, and then you won't have a boss, and then you'll have another dungeon with a boss, or just a boss. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that pretty much. Is this the right way? Or did I just come from here and I'm like completely losing it? No, this is the right way. Alright, cool. Yeah, so let's go to the inn. So in this case, no, we will not be, spoiler alert, we will not be fighting Sir Leopold. Unfortunately, not yet. But we will. But not yet. Actually, we kind of take a big break, but you'll see. You'll see. If you guys played this game before, you'll know exactly what I am talking about. I guess to say something recently in terms of just Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest XI, I believe, is coming. It's being ported over here. Because it's been out in Japan for a little while now. But it is coming over here, I believe, to America and to Europe. And that looks really cool. I would love to give that a try. I still have not played Dragon Quest Heroes 2 because I am poor. I'm a very poor man. But someone was saying to me before, I think it was Stars Gaming. Shout out to Stars Gaming. I think it was Stars Gaming. Or it might have been someone else. So I could be wrong. If I shouted him out and he's watching and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, mate, I'm like, never mind. Well, it might have been him or someone else. Is that when you don't play many Dragon Quest games, because Dragon Quest Heroes is obviously basically like a tribute to all these different Dragon Quest games. If you haven't played many Dragon Quest games before, then you might not know half these casts, and you kind of feel like you can't relate. It's kind of like with Final Fantasy Dissidia, where it's a bunch of Final Fantasy casts, and if you just go in thinking, oh, it's a fun type of like beat 'em up, you know, multiplayer beat 'em up type of thing, you know, just go around and you bash people with your favorite Final Fantasy characters. But if you go in and you think, okay, I don't worry too much, this guy's got a big sword, this guy's got a bigger sword, this guy's got a gun sword, you know, you go in and you just have fun, don't worry about it, it's fine. But when you go in and you're like, I don't relate to this character because I don't know who he is, I never played this game, and you at the same time you feel like you probably don't care as much, you know, as same as Super Smash Bros, any games like that. It's like you don't play any Nintendo games. Well, you just like know Mario. Oh, I know Mario. I know Link. I don't know who this Metroid is. Oh, wait. You mean it's a girl under that suit, and her name's Samus? Oh, okay. you know, then you won't know and you won't relate to it. So I can understand that it's kind of one of those things where I haven't played the old Dragon Quest games, but I still enjoyed it. Like, you want to go to Okusk? No, I just went there. I'm an idiot. I want to go to Marta's Cottage. I think you can walk to Marta's Cottage. I think. Yeah, I should have mentioned that you can literally warp into place, cause which is kind of funny. Surprised it doesn't say, look, you're already here. There we go, Marta's Cottage. But like, yeah, I played Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest Heroes. I still enjoyed it. Like, it was the first time I was introduced to a lot of these characters. They seem to like Dragon Quest 4. They seem to like Dragon Quest 4 in my opinion. From what I can see. Are we going to get a cutscene now? There is one coming up. Not yet, but it suddenly seems a little dark. We will be coming up to a cutscene soon. But, what was I going to say? Well, actually, we might as well go in. Because if I remember correctly, there are dogs inside. So let's go in, and we think, oh, where's Marta? But she's not in here, actually. No. And before we continue my little story, yep, there's the wolves. You can fight them, by the way. I don't think you have to, but you can do. Like, you can walk out, I believe. But we're gonna clean house. So what was I going to say? So yeah, I played it, and I like the characters. They also have new characters specifically for that game. And the only characters I really knew was obviously Jessica and Yangus. Those are the representatives for Dragon Quest Heroes. And I believe Angelo comes in Dragon Quest Heroes 2. And they keep Jessica because it's Jessica, I guess. Although, to be fair, I think a lot of people find Yangus like to be their favorite character. And like, apart from like Jessica being my wife, feel like I'm fucking fan servicey, you know. I would probably agree. And I also really like King Trode. That's what I want to say. I also really like King Trode as well. So yeah. So there's all the hounds. I think there are hounds down here as well. Yep. So we're gonna fight them because why not? Hellhounds. But you know, I discovered I think it's Elena. She also has like different names, I think. I don't know, I've never played Dragon Quest 4. She's like this really petite, but she's actually really strong. Like, she's a fighter. She likes to punch people. And that's basically her personality. She's a brawler, and apparently she's a princess or something. And then you've got oh yeah, they also call her Serevna as well, so I don't know if it's like a last name or that's a full name or something. But I'll call her, I know her as Elena from that game. And then you have that priest, the priest guy that's with her. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. If I remember, I will edit him in, and I'll put him left or right on the screen. His He's like Kirill, or something like that. I think it's Kirill, or something like that. More Hellhounds. Did I explore everywhere here? I'm seeing these bookcases and I'm tempted to just check them just to make sure. And he's all like always trying to... I didn't want him heal. Oops. He's always trying to like... it's kind of like a guardian in a way, the way he acts. And he's like a spear user. And then you've got Bianca and Nira, I think, from Dragon Quest V. From what I heard, it's basically like waifu the game. Well, not completely, but like you straight up choose people to marry, and like Bianca is like the one that they kind of expect you to marry because she's like the childhood friend, I believe, of the main character in that game. And then like Nira is kind of there, and then apparently there's like a third one or something. It's interesting. I hear a lot of like people say like Dragon Quest V is really good in terms of like story and gameplay, like really good. From what I heard, it sounds quite sad. Like it's a lot of bad things that happen, but it kind of works out, if that makes sense. There's a lot of sad things that happen, but it does get better, I guess you could say. You know, it's like, oh, it works out. They end up having a happy ending. So yeah, trying to think, it was who else was there? Maya, I think it was also from Dragon Quest IV. I've seen Maya, and it's not because I've looked her up or anything. I'm sure there's plenty of Rule 34 of a lot of Dragon Quest characters, but no, it's because like whenever I search for like just Dragon Quest in general, like Dragon Quest 8 or something, she pops up, and this is like Maya from Dragon Quest 4 or Manya, I think it's a Japanese name. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think she has like a twin sister or something as well. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, related images and pics and stuff and whatnot. I also hear people like Dragon Quest 4 as well. So yeah, they really like Dragon Quest 4. They had a lot of Dragon Quest 4 characters. I believe they also had Terry, which I think is from Dragon Quest 6. And I don't think they had anyone from Dragon Quest 7, which is the game I have played. But what was I going to say? I think in Dragon Quest Heroes 2, they have Maribel from Dragon Quest 7. I've played Dragon Quest 7 because I have the 3DS version, so I do know about that. So yeah, despite not knowing these characters, I still had fun learning these characters and playing as them, you know.
Harry, down here. They cannot hurt us in here. Evil cannot penetrate the barrier.
Oh, okay. That's, it's almost like she knew, so she was hiding here with the dog. I knew I recognized you. You are the ones who were caught in the avalanche, no? You seem to have more than your share of bad luck, turning up here at a time like this. Still, we must look on the bright side. Perhaps it's a good thing that you found your way into the ruin. I was downstairs and was using hers when I heard Boris barking up above. When I went to see what was bothering him, I found a group of wolves surrounding the house. I ran in here to get away from them. I only saw them briefly, but I am sure they were not normal wolves. I could sense some kind of evil about them. Yeah, that's right. I think if I tried to leave, she'll say, don't leave. Yeah, it's too dangerous to go out now. Please come and join me in the circle. Okay. So, then, can't remember if she really tells you, maybe if you speak to her again, but you're meant to read this. This is basically let's give you information about Rat Form and Imperia. You might have heard Imperia briefly before. The bird. Yes, she is in this game, and we need to find her later. Well, technically it's our next goal after this. So let's start reading, shall we? Knowledge is power, as they say. Imperia watches over us from on high. Look to her evil rears its ugly head again. Look to her. What does it say here? The god bird Imperia travels between worlds. Oh, really? It's a dimensional bird. She visits these worlds to warn of the threat posed by the Lord of Darkness. Wait, does the Lord of Darkness transcend worlds as well? I am one of the 7 sages. With the god bird Imperia's help, we were able to seal away the Dark Lord rat form. It is conceivable that many years from now his shadow may rise again to darken the world once more. The problem is, right, when you never destroy an enemy that's super powerful, they're always going to find a way to come back. You seal them away, they will find a way to come back. Unless you, like, straight up just, I mean, even if you destroy them, there's always, like, resurrection, I suppose. But, you know, it's always like someone gets sealed, all it takes is for someone to release them. There's always a way, you know what I mean? There's always a way. If someone can be sealed, they can be released. So it's like, you need to find a way to destroy them, man. But I get it. I guess they didn't know how to. So I have carved the story of our friend and ally, Imperia, here, so that future generations may know and understand. Upon hearing her tale, we 7 sages pledged to stand and fight alongside her. With Imperia's guidance, we were able to fashion a magical scepter. Ah, the same scepter? A scepter with the power to imprison the Dark Lord's evil soul. I see. So began the battle. In the end, the scepter, empowered by the comingling of our... Comingling? That's a word I don't hear every day. Of 7 bloodlines, was able to entrap rat form. I see. I had a feeling it was like, we saw that like mural with like these 7 people and like a bird. That's obviously meant to be the 7 sages and Imperia. Oh, I keep hitting my mic. I apologize if you hear like slight vibrations or jugga 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 jugga. My Audacity is probably going crazy. It's because I'm so cramped, man. I'm you know, I gotta be careful though. This is a big mic. The Godbird Isle is located in a far-flung corner of the world, surrounded by treacherous cliffs so that none may approach. If you wish to reach it without wings, first search for a sea chart to show the way. I wonder if we need to go there. Hey, follow the light. It will illuminate. Interesting. I think we've said everything, so I'm going to talk to Marta. I wonder, did you meet with Merrick and pass on the bag I gave you? I did. I cannot believe it. He is coming here because he is worried about me. I always thought I was the only one, with all my worries about him. My Merrick. Aw, bless. Should I try... I think I've read everything, right? Maybe I need to talk to Boris. There we go. Even though he has nothing to say. Oh. That was a weird effect.
What was that noise?
The sky looks red. That's not a good sign.
I have a very bad feeling about this. Something is terribly wrong.
Yeah, I think Rat Form has shown his face. Well, not literally, but like in the form of a certain dog.